Remember this guy? So you know what? I think I'm gonna try a new angle. I kind of think social media is really fake, and everyone's always so happy. I guess I'm just sitting here. I've just gotten back from being away, and I'm trying to involve myself in some other projects. Obviously, animals are my life. The plight of animals is forever on my mind. And I'm just gonna yak away and tell you about some of the things that kind of hurt me. Actually, they terribly hurt me. And I wanna see if you can relate. I really don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I haven't done a video hearing from my twisted mind. And you're just looking at honeybee hive I'm staring at. I'm sitting out here contemplating the challenges of life. And I don't know, it's loving animals really subjects you to an incredible amount of pain, and I'm being very aware of that. And it's just, I don't know, it depends how in tune you are with stuff. Look, that's a yellow jacket on my finger right there. And you know, sitting here playing with these little bugs because I love bugs. I love anything that's not human. And you know, I was thinking about it, if I was a Native American, and people, like how we so strongly, there's a yellow jacket right there, we so strongly react to, oh my God, it's a bug, it's a mouse, it's a this, it's a that. Oh, that's not clean, you dropped it on the ground. Any of this different stuff. And if you were ever to, like, go to a Native American as, you know, as they really are, which is, you know, what I'm thinking about is the people that evolved with nature in the United States and whatnot. And these people were so in tune with things, and the American, you know, the average American, so European settlers, whatever, all of us, we're sitting here and we look at these animals and we're like, oh my God, how can you do that? That's gross. That's this. That's that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Look, there's a friggin' compost pile. I compost like a madman. I'm into pollinators. I'm into all sorts of stuff. And we act like we're so disassociated from animals and insects and dirt and bacteria and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, what is happening to us? I'm looking at social media and it's terrible. It's like, there's so much, which is just like such make-believe. I get yellow jackets all over me now. They're having fun. Did I tell you I'm allergic to them? And so right now, I didn't go to Animal Con. I have my reasons. And one of them is Brian's not there. I don't know. Animal Con was about Brian Barczyk and what he believes. And so maybe I think my problem is I need further healing. And back to this thing. I guess my rant, I'm just talking about animals, and when you really love animals a lot, you subject yourself to some real torture. And why is it so torturous? Well, if you can sit there and you look at the plight of these little creatures, like so honeybees, and we have tracheal mites, and we have all sorts of pesticides that do horrible things, and we have governments that really, let's face it, so much of this stuff is phooey on people. It's make-believe. Whoever it is that makes all these decisions, certainly not us. And are they the right decisions? Should we use pesticides, you know, like this, that basically just annihilates everything without any thought? Let's look at monarch butterflies. So you have monarch butterflies, which, you know, they overwinter in Mexico and Southern California. And these butterflies, generally when they come in the United States, they have about 5 cycles, even going up into Canada. So that means that the first overwintering broodstock goes up into the United States and it finds patches of milkweed. And then it lays its eggs there, and those eggs turn into little caterpillars, and then they go through 5 instars, and then they then turn into a chrysalis, and then that becomes the next wave of monarchs that further go north and across the United States, northeastern, and they go to the next patch of milkweed, blah, 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 and it goes all the way up to Canada. And then as things start cooling down, they start, returning that cycle. That's the theory. And then those resulting, maybe 5th broodstock, those are the next generation to overwinter down in, Mexico and Southern California. That's the theory. Well, as we're farming and doing monoculture stuff, we're basically cleansing the landscape of things for pollinators, certainly monarchs, so they have to go and change their migration routes. Now we have these giant solar fields where they're putting solar panels out, and these solar fields replace all sorts of areas that used to be milkweed, and it's gone. And then how are these animals going to navigate that? So they adjust their migrations by probably, chance, just like a honeybee. When it's out there searching for its food, when it's first finding food, it's searching just, as a novice experience, going out there and looking until it finds something. So the same thing is probably happening with monarchs. Well, they're vanishing. They're vanishing right real time in front of us, and it's terrible. Now, I'm only talking about monarch butterflies. What about all the other ridiculous creatures? And what is happening? How are we becoming so disassociated? Oh, I want the new Nike shoe. Oh, I want the new iPhone. I want this. I want that. Blah, blah, blah. All sorts of fancy emojis, all sorts of nonsense. But what does this have to do with realities of life? And that's where I'm really trying to process it. And I'm suffering, because if you love animals, I get to look. Africa goes and is now killing all sorts of elephants and hoofstock and everything like that to feed impoverished populations of people that are affected by drought. Obviously, the wildlife's affected by that. And so they've decided, okay, we have to cull these animals to feed these people and blah, 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 blah. Well, I think once you start doing that, you've broken the balance, you've broken the whole thing. And then at that point, now you artificially are, sustaining, populations. Because it's people, we have this thing, people are the ethereal being. But if it's an animal, or it's a population of animals, or some other kind of life, and it exceeds the capacity of its carrying stock, of an area, then we go, well, there's too many of them. Just like Bill Burr. There's too many deer, and they're just nibbling. Now, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to shoot one in the face. And, start talking about that. We manage populations. Well, no one's managing the human population, and that's crippling in my mind. And I don't know. I don't know how much this affects you, but I'm having every single day of my life, I am traumatized by these things that are going on. And to care about nature, care about the environment, care about empathy of animals, their suffering, I am I got a yellow jacket going in my ear. I'm so subjected to all this. It really hurts. So, I own New England Reptile, and I love animals and blah, blah, blah. But is that my only purpose is, to keep and breed reptiles? How about keep and breed reptiles so we can save populations, maybe of endangered species, so I can take my abilities and put it into projects where, wow, I actually understand husbandry. I understand the parameters and how we actually make it so it can breed. And then maybe, can we put it back on the wild? Well, boy, is that something that to me means a lot. Anything I can do to replace the huge impacts and the negatives that I exist on this planet over. I don't know, as we get older in life and we have more time to reflect and suffer. I mean, suffering is the tempering of our soul. I guess. And, you know, this is just, it's tough. And I don't know if you guys are feeling this. Obviously, you want to see some animal videos. And that's what we're going to do. Andy right now is down at Animal Con, as well as Johnny and my other couple people. And Forrest Gallant, I've just spent some time with Forrest overseas, and hopefully some really cool things are happening. But I want to take my abilities, and I want to take my abilities and use them for something that's beyond me, beyond, you know, anything. I'm literally like poverty stricken right now. My overhead is killing me. The reptile industry has become the reptile hobby, and there's huge changes, and it hurts in every different thing. So I'm just trying to like find something that personally gives me something that I'm suffering, because every day is just suffering. And now you guys are sitting there suffering. Look at that poor, no, don't fight. No, bumblebee. No stinging. Oh, we don't want this. Come on. Look at this, see? No stinging. So what's the difference like a hornet? So a hornet can sting you multiple times. When these guys, a honeybee were to sting you, they have to lose their stinger and whatever. So how am I playing with hornets? That's a good question. Have I bored you guys yet? I'm just doing a rant video, and I hope you guys are all well. But I think it's really important we can pretend. And so maybe I'll be like, you know who's the most miserable herper? It's Kevin. Maybe that's like my purpose. I don't know. But anyways, I want to let you guys know that I'm thinking of you, and I really appreciate you guys continuing to watch the channel. I'm going through some stuff, trying to figure out where our bearings are. And so obviously I want you guys, I want to teach you about animals, and I want to show you my little strange mind, but I don't want you to think I forgot about you. I just been doing some other stuff, so I'll probably start filming some videos, bubblegum videos like this one, this week. And if there's anything that I'm saying that's of interest to you or whatever, it causes you to reflect, because like I sit there and look at the news and I'm like, I look at news like all these elephants die, look at this, all these things die, all this dies, blah, 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 all this horrible like extinction or near extinction, how everything's, we're taking the biomass of the planet since the 1950s, and we're basically replacing the biomass of the planet with our domesticated stock, which we eat, and then replacing with like chickens. Let's get rid of all the creatures that live in the rainforest. Let's get rid of all the coral reefs, which are all dying. And let's replace it with, cows and pigs and chickens. And I don't know how to deal with this. So tell me what you guys think. Do you want to hear this kind of stuff? I know I'm not being uplifting sort, but I'm kind of on the real side. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you.